I love watching Trump's war with the Somalian community in America because, in many ways, they're both kind of the same. They are thymotically driven. They want other people to see them. They want other people to respect them, to venerate them, think well of them. And they are not above being quite braggadocious, which is a remarkable thing when you're trying to pull a massive grift. Because it means when you are succeeding in the grift, you brag about it. You brag about how great you're doing, which undermines the grift in public. Not that obviously that's not what Trump's done, but like Trump being a property mogul is part of his big thymotic personality. He wants people to be like, oh, look at that giant Trump tower, it's, reflecting in gold and stuff like that. It's the kind of person that Trump is. And the Somalian community, from what I see of them, just seem to have that kind of personality trait. And so it's interesting watching them go at each other, especially as the Somalis just had not helped their case at all. So apparently they're holding rallies in Somalia to protest Trump and support Ilhan Omar, which speaks a lot to the integration. I'd play you some of it, but of course it's gibberish. I can't understand a word. And so you've got this, Minnesota just wouldn't be able to survive or thrive without the Somali community here, says Minnesota State Senator Zainab Mohammed, who is, of course, born in Somalia, and somehow she's able to gain elected office in America. And so you've got Lauren here pointing out, well, look, if either Somalia is a place you need refuge from, or it's incredible, and Trump is wrong to say that Somalia isn't brilliant. It's like, okay, yeah, well, pick which one you want, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to commit to it. And if it is that Somalians are making Minnesota thrive, and actually Somalia is great, and that's why the Somalians, out of the goodness of their hearts, have just come over to help America build its own country, because Americans can't build a country, you see. And so the Somalians are like, listen, we have got the world's highest GDP per capita. We have got thriving industry. We have got just the best of everything. You should see our sewer systems. You should see how clean our streets are. It's incredible. Safest place on earth. And therefore, we are going to look at you poor benighted Americans and come over and help you out. Because we're so fucking charitable. We're such good people, the Somalians. They're so good. And they're going to go over and they're going to help you out. And that's what they've done. And that's what Somalian President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed has said here. He's basically like, look, stop being narrow-minded. Somalia is a prosperous, advancing, thriving country. And we're just moving to everyone else's countries to help them be more like us. To help them thrive, to help them prosper. Because they just can't do it without the Somalians. If there's one thing that people are glad to hear, is that, some Somali immigrants have arrived. Oh, thank God. Here we were languishing, labouring in the dirt, poor as you could imagine, until some Somalians have arrived to distribute gold to everyone. They're just handing out money. They're like, no, you silly, silly people. This is how you build a thriving and prosperous society. Everyone looks to Somalia for advice on that. So I looked up, I thought it was 260,000, right? Because I saw some numbers. I was like, okay. And so I looked it up and I thought that can't be right. So I double checked and it's not, I thought it was 260,000 Somalians who are in Minnesota, but it's not. It's only 80,000, nearly 80,000 live in Minnesota. And I thought, okay, that's not that many actually, right? The Somali community is actually only about 16% of Minnesota. So it's like, okay, it's not the majority. Why are we hearing so much about the Somalian community? Why are they so dominant in Minnesotan politics? We did see that they didn't elect the Mars Attacks guy. They elected Jacob Frey, a white Democrat. So it was 58% of the whites voted for Jacob Frey. The Somali vote wasn't that impactful. So why are we hearing so much about them? It's really weird. Anyway, I saw this. Somali Minnesotans generate at least $500 million on income annually and pay about $67 million on state and local taxes. That sounds terrible. What? And now I'm no mathematician, so I whipped up my calculator and I'm sure I've got these numbers right. So 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1, 2 zeros. So 500 million divided by 80,000 is 6,250 a year per Somalian. that's the most impoverished community in the country, isn't it? Like, that's insanely poor. I mean, I don't know what has happened. You know, the Somalians in Somalia, obviously, I'm not even going to look it up. I'm just going to guess they're earning around 50 to 100k a year average, right? Somewhere, let's say 75k a year average, like Liechtenstein or something. Obviously, Somalia is going to be like that. Why is it they become so poor when they come to America? That's crazy, isn't it? And obviously that means that they're contributing bugger all taxes. In fact, let's quickly calculate that. 67,123 divided by 80,000 is $800. What? Each Somalian every year pays $800 in taxes. I mean, I wish I only paid $800 in taxes, but I'd like to earn more than 6.2 grand a year. So what are you going to do? So anyway, that's weird. I don't know. I mean, it must be systemic racism. Duh. Obviously. What else would it be? Somalia, thriving, 75k a year. When they come to America, oppressed, elected to government and the Senate. Anyway, people pointed out, well, hang on a second. But they send $1.7 billion a year back to Somalia. How do they do that if they only make 500 million? And the cogs started to turn in people's heads. Wait a minute. These numbers aren't adding up. But what I love about this is that's more than the Somali government's budget for the year. So it's a small government state as well. Like, it sounds like a paradise. You're on 75k a year. The government budget is less than 1.7 billion. Can you fucking imagine? Like, Somalia sounds like a paradise. And so you've really got to thank the Somalians for genuinely coming over here to basically become indentured servants. You know, making $6 grand a year when they could be living the high life at home, because they're such missionaries. They're just here to make our lives better. Now, evil people like Stephen Miller will tell you that actually they've uncovered the largest theft of taxpayer dollars in US history in what is a massive Somalian fraud ring. Now, I mean, obviously, I don't believe that. I believe the Somali president and all the Somali elected officials in America and everyone else who's just like, well, obviously, Somalia is a beautiful gold mine. It's like the California of Africa. It's incredible. And everyone there earns huge amounts of money, and there's such great human capital there. And for some reason, Stephen Miller is falsely accusing them of having stolen more than $1 billion in public funds. Well, if we go back to our calculations here, yeah, it must be about 1.2 billion to make up the 1.7 billion. In fact, it's got to be more, really, isn't it? They've got to live off something. It would have to be, I mean, you know, over 1.2 billion worth of fraud. And I'm actually quite looking forward to finding this out. Apparently, they've stolen this more than $1 billion in public funds from programs meant to feed children, assist the homeless, and provide autism therapy. Well, I mean, I think that's a hell of an allegation. Hell of an allegation. And from what I know of the Somalian people, I wouldn't countenance it. Absolutely atrocious. The problem is, there are now some whistleblowers who are coming out and being like, yeah, let's watch this Fox News clip.
Well, now investigators are tracking the web of fraud to other Minnesota Democrats, such as Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
Oh.
Many of the suspects linked to the scheme live in her district, including a restaurant owner who hosted events for her. He has since been convicted of stealing $12 million in COVID funds.
Bloody hell! $12 million. I mean, total allegations. What's really interesting is that a lot of people are saying, well, hang on a second. When she took office in 2019, it was with a minus $45,000 net worth because she had been so kind and considerate that she'd come over to America, given all of her money away, and worked to put herself in debt to do so much charity. But somehow, after 6 years in Congress, she's now worth somewhere between $6 and $30 million because her husband's winery got revalued from 15 to 50k to $1 to $5 million, despite just having such. And I looked all this up. It's correct. This appears to be the case. Somehow she's just become insanely rich. So, wow, these Somalians just work so hard. Ignore Stephen Miller's accusations, baseless, racist accusations. They just work really, really hard. And so this is why Somali main state rep, I can't pronounce that, Deka Dalak, announces her number one goal in office is to surge taxpayer money from America to Somalia. I mean, surely she didn't say that.
Policies, how can the politics in Somalia can be, resonate what we have here in the United States, the democracy that we have. How can you help us, be a better country and build back what we used to have back in long time ago? So hopefully we will be able to help our country, our former country, Somalia, and policies.
They're just so bad at this. I thought Somalia was a paradise full of insanely wealthy people who are just coming over to help us build our benighted countries. And she's like, oh yeah, no, actually our country sucks. But at some point in the distant past, Somalia was great. I'm sure that's correct. And so to help our country, I mean our former country, fellow Americans, come on, the grift is so transparent. It's so goddamn transparent. Anyway, so apparently the Minnesota Mayor Carter, says the anxiety level is high after President Trump announced he is planning to send immigration officers into the city to target Somali migrants. Well, okay. What's it doing? Impacting their earnings? So, who cares? And of course, Mayor Jacob Frey stood with the Somali community. As you can see, this is powerful, says Democratic Wins Media. Well, I look forward to having my hair blown back.
What you see is a visual representation of we have your back, and when you come for one of us, you come for all of us. We reject the hateful rhetoric of Donald Trump, but I don't want to focus on him. I want to focus on who we are as a people in Minneapolis. We are a people of 1,000 different backgrounds. We are a people where our Somali Americans have come to Minneapolis, in many cases, decades ago. And I said Somali Americans very intentionally. They are Americans.
Yes, right.
I mean, I like the way that he has to tell them that, because they keep saying, we are Somalis. And he's like, no, you're Americans. They're like, no, we are Somalis. So, okay. But what I love about this is he's kind of left holding the bag, right? He's decided, right, no, I mean, in Minneapolis, there's probably a greater concentration of Somalis. So to be the mayor of Minneapolis, yeah, okay, you've got to pander to this community, doubtless. But what I find really funny is, like I said, he's going to be holding the bag on this. You can see he's eating the ethnic slop, and people are pointing out, yep, he's spending a lot of time chewing that. He's spending a lot of time playing with the bowl to make it look like he's interacting with the thing, presumably to eat as little of it as possible, because, I mean, it's not like it looks very appealing, and it doesn't look like he's enjoying it. It's very difficult to fake actually looking like you're enjoying food. It's so funny. It's so funny. Oh, he's like, yeah, this is great. I don't dare swallow it. I'm just going to continue pushing this nondescript bowl of beans and whatever else around because it's just so good. Okay, well, this is your life, bro. This is the life you chose. This is the community that you are supporting, and I'm sure that everything you say about them will turn out to be true. Now, it is weird that Ilhan Omar's got so many clips that just keep surfacing of her saying stuff like, Ethiopia and Kenya stole our land. Well, hang on. Mayor Frey just told me you were an American. What land have Ethiopia and Kenya stolen from America? Oh, that's right. They haven't, because you don't consider yourself to be an American. We must work together to liberate our occupied territories. Somalia is for Somalis only. Right, so in America, they're very progressive. Yes, we're very multicultural. In Somalia, they are blood and soil ethnats, and they will not countenance Ethiopia or Kenya stealing their land. Okay, fair enough. I mean, you can hardly criticize, right? But you can see that they're getting afraid. You can see that they can see the wheels are moving. The cogs are turning. Things are happening. They went out of their way to sort of parade what they were doing to their fellow countrymen. And actually, that was all in public. Everyone can see it. And so Ilhan Omar keeps tweeting stuff like this and posting articles like this. Trump's obsession with demonizing Somali Minnesotans is creepy. We are not leaving, and we will not stop fighting for a country that welcomes all of us. Again, super progressive when she's talking about America. Utterly exclusive when she's talking about Somalia, the country that is the real place in her heart that she thinks of. And so you can tell they're like, oh no, kind of Wile E. Coyoteing it out on, running out past the ledge, and they're just waiting for gravity to take hold and pull them back down to earth.